Oh my gosh. There's so many people. We should. Yeah, Zero, get nice and close. No, she better not be. A wobbly arrow, maybe. He's a good little bean. Ah, the bad materia. The materia no one cares about. If it ain't red, it may as well be dead. Like fear to flame. Camp broken glass. Let's do it. Bum, 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 bum. That paladin was cute. Lucia, it's time to party! Here we are again. Oh, they're in their cold weather clothes. Was Varshan there with us when we did the last dungeon? I forget. Hey Maxima, how's it going? Yeah, just talk to them. They're cool. Allow me to personally thank you for your assistance during the recent Void Scent incursion. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm happy. I'm happy. What brings you here today? Pray forgive us for not sending word in advance, Commander, but we seek your cooperation in a matter of great import. Indeed, we appreciate you consulting with us instead of taking unilateral action. It is no simple matter to activate the Tower of Babel, and I speak not only of the technological challenges. Personally, I think we must consider the emotional impact of such an action above all else. Pending a more official name, we refer to those who remain here as the Garlean community. As you would expect, they are predominantly native Garleans, most of whom are uncomfortable with ethereal manipulation. To compound matters, the trauma inflicted by Anima is still fresh. If the tower were to suddenly light up again, it is like to cause distress and reopen old wounds. We'll make a day of it! Announce it to everyone. Better that than facing a mass invasion by Golbez and his void-sent hordes, surely. Of course, we acknowledge the gravity of the situation, as well as the promised bloodshed should we fail to act. Yet, even were we to convey our warning to the public, many simply do not understand the workings of magic or the rift. They will struggle to comprehend why they must be forced to relive personal horrors for the sake of something they cannot imagine. We'll send them all on a holiday. Hey, you won! You're already a winner! What's there to imagine? Haven't these people seen Void Scent with their own eyes? Let us suppose you encounter someone who is freezing in this cold. A natural thing to do might be to make them a fire, yes? But what if that person's sole experience with fire was being badly burned by it, and they harbored an acute fear? Despite the benefits, nay, the necessity of the warmth you offer, they may flee on instinct, or worse, misinterpret your actions for aggression and lash out. So like the fire that torments this individual, the Tower of Babel torments the people of Garlemald. Let's just move it. Let's move the Tower of Babel. Yet we cannot afford to falter here. We must find a way to help them overcome their fear. I agree. To that end, the contingent will assist however we can. We should speak with Alphino and Alize. With the rapport they have established with the Garlean people, I dare say they can provide us with valuable insights. In the meantime, Mariange, might I ask that you remain here to oversee the technical aspects of the tower's activation? Girls trip, girls trip. I will relay the particulars of your endeavor to members of the contingent. Rest assured, we will do our best to assist you. If truth be told, had you approached us with your petition earlier, we are like to have declined it. The situation was simply too precarious. But the people have begun to pull themselves up, and I dare to hope they will lend an ear to your words. Oh, you declined us, so we would just let Golbez invade. Cool. Full faith have I that you will win over the Garlean populace. In the meantime, I shall see to it that all is in readiness with the tower. Everyone is here! I knew you wouldn't be able to stay away. I have taken the liberty of explaining our objective. To dread fire even when one is freezing, to become a prisoner of one's fear. 'Tis a fate to which void-sent too can succumb, I. Of all the things. I'm glad to see you, Evelyth. Veritra has explained our present dilemma. 'Tis no unfounded concern that the Garleans might take poorly to the reactivation of the Tower of Babel. That's putting it mildly. Many would be up in arms over it. Trust in the Ilseburg contingent is fragile enough. We need to tread lightly, or we risk jeopardizing everything we've achieved. Trust again. Well, it seems to me there's naught for it but to speak with the people. Rather than harping on about the necessity of the plan, we need to lend an ear to their concerns. Then perhaps we can begin working towards a compromise. In that case, I'll take you to meet the community leaders. They're at a station called Senatus near this Snaculum Imperialis. The Snaculum. I would be honored to speak with them, though it would be prudent to learn where people elsewhere stand as well. But that I will leave to the others, save Zero. Might you accompany me? Why does everyone try and take my new wife? I'm sure those in Tapper's Den will have their own opinions. Alphino, if I may drag you along. Tertium we leave to you. You are no stranger to the people here, so it should take little prodding to convince them to speak freely. Then it's settled. Once you've learned what you can, let's all meet in Forum Solius, where we'll have what I hope is a productive discussion. Solius. Solus Zosgalvis. What was his name? Solus... Yeah, I guess, right? Something like that. Close enough, close enough. Oh, everyone is here. Malleus. The least evil. Hey, so, Tower of Babel, how you feel about it? Are you out of your mind? The abomination transformed my friends and family into monsters. I can't even bear to look at it whenever I step outside. If you want to do something for us, tear the bloody thing down. I mean, fair, but... What if we put some Christmas lights on it? Fi. The towers and try to tell you all those magics. Years ago, when I lived in the provinces, the locals razed our village to the ground with the stuff. Made things appear and disappear and fly and burn. Can still see it when I close my eyes. You've done us a good turn, dear, but let's not talk about that tower any longer. It's unnatural. This is going great. It's wonderful. No, stop it. The tower is evil. It'll turn us all evil. I don't want to hear it. Leave me alone. Cool. Oops, sorry. Sorry I'm in your comfort bubble. The Tower of Babel? But what's it got to do with Void Scent? I can't say I understand. Still, you people have done much and more for us Garleans. If you say it's necessary, then that's good enough for me. Someone who understands. Papaya. Papaya. Da-da-da-da. Papaya. Whatever its present state, the Imperial Palace was once the pride of Garlemald. I mean no disrespect to you and yours, but shouldn't the Garlean people be its caretakers instead of foreigners? Though if we dared speak thus to some of the contingent, they might make assumptions, cut our rations, or worse. No, forget I said anything. Please. Hey, no, it's okay. We're just gauging the temperature is all. It seems pretty cold. Euless is on his way with the others. I hope you found the people more receptive than we did. Nope. Not in the slightest. Evelyth, may I present to you Lords Nius and Metius, magistrates of our political council. They have been spearheading the efforts to establish a new system of government here. When we raised the subject of the Tower of Babel, they insisted that we speak no further until joined by representatives of the Ilsebard contingent. I see Alphino and Alize have yet to arrive, though, so perhaps we should wait. It doesn't matter if only some of you are present. We simply wish to make one thing perfectly clear. You cannot do the tower. The tower is the manifestation of Garlean ingenuity and authority. It was once the abode of the imperial family, and it will forever bear tremendous cultural significance. It is insulting enough that we have had to suffer your foreigners occupying it under the guise of rendering aid, and now you propose reactivating it? Nay, we have had enough. The Garlemald of old may have fallen, but she fell in civil war to her own people, not to Eorzea nor any other land. We came here to assert our unequivocal claim to our territory. Garlemald and all that lies within her bounds is beholden to no one. That's how he sounds. Oh, this sucks. Well, seeing as you have the only moon teleporter, and you did try to take over the world, too freaking bad. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe you shouldn't have gone to war with everyone. I don't know. Thinking about killing him. I mean... We will treat with the Ilsebard contingent if only to assert our rights. If your intentions are as benevolent as you claim, then you will agree to our demands. Shut up. Our sovereignty is of paramount importance. On this point, there can be no concessions. I do not begrudge them their hostility. They merely seek to protect their homeland. That said, we must strive to reach an understanding with one another. The Fallen Empire. Since their excellencies are resolved to negotiate with the contingent, I will escort them to Tertium. I'll also instruct Alphino and Alize to meet us there. Lord Metius, Lord Nias, by your leave, my comrades and I would speak with the residents of Senatus. Though the Ilsabard contingent holds the Tower of Babel, it is I who wishes for it to be reactivated, and thus I think it meet that I be present for this discussion. Yet my understanding of your people's hardships, of their hopes and desires, of their dreams for the future, is sorely lacking. In my ignorance, I would struggle to contribute. Lest you worry, I will not plead our case to the community in your absence. I wish only to identify common ground upon which we might build a relationship that sees us overcome our differences. Very well, but know that the guards will not hesitate to escort you from the premises should they judge your actions to be inappropriate. If it's settled then, you should all head to Senatus. I'll join you there after I see their excellencies safely to Tertium. Jerks. Da, 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 da. Their defenses bespeak a cautious mindset, more so than Tertium. Euless has told us all you have Lord Nias' permission to enter and speak with their residents, but not to petition them directly for support. Remember that. Jerk. Here it is, Senatus, a temporary refuge for political dignitaries, hence the tight security. I'm given to understand that outsiders are not normally permitted so much as a glimpse inside. We should consider ourselves fortunate to be given this opportunity. I hope it will be worth the trouble. As do I, Zero. As do I. The basic design is reminiscent of Tertium, though somewhat embellished. Yeah, I suppose so. To begin, I propose we split up and ask the residents for their views on the Ilsabard contingent and the current state of affairs. We would also do well to learn more about this enclave itself. Should you observe anything of note, pray keep it in mind. It is through open hearts and minds that I believe we may yet convince their leaders to work with us for the greater good. Ah, a pile of crates. The stockpile of assorted supplies bears markings indicating they were provided by the Ilsabard contingent. The Enclave is clearly relying upon the Alliance for aid. Yeah, no shit! I could have told you that 5 minutes ago! But they're so proud. I shouldn't make light of them, but they're being kind of dicks. You want to know what I think? I'm a soldier. I try not to think about politics at all. I'm apolitical. I'll say this much. Our leaders labor to preserve our culture, our way of life. What remains of it, at any rate. I trust them to do what's best for Garlemald. Reminder that being apolitical is still being political. Barrel of ceruleum. You recognize the large casks as the very same you and your comrades used to transport ceruleum from Lapis Manalis. Why they are in Senatus is unclear. Let me through. The furnishings are quite lavish. I am reminded of Troya. They're gonna talk and tell me it's Senatus or something. I'm like, oh. Marcus. How do I feel about the contingent? Conflicted, to say the least. I've been tasked with the distribution of supplies, and I know as well as any that we couldn't survive without outside aid. Be that as it may, even though the Empire's collapsed, we have our pride. Called it. People don't want to be beholden to others forever, and there's no denying that it chafes to see our benefactors occupying the Imperial Palace. They were the ones who did all the killing! Xenos? Do you remember Xenos? Do you remember they're all crazy? Bunch of crazy jerks. Why do you revere them so much? It is their fault 100% that you are in this situation. Finished touring the Enclave, have you? What were you able to learn? Much the same as me, then. They accept the contingent's help out of necessity and harbor a measure of resentment. They have only themselves to blame. If they don't like the bargain, they should reject it. I mean, she's not wrong. How many times must I tell you? It's absolutely out of the question! Someone doing an Angie. A big heckin' scream. What's going on? We were wondering the very same. We came running when we heard shouting. Is that the matter? No, I was just trying to explain. Mayhap you can clear this up. The contingent has made a reasonable request, but this man insists that it's impossible. It concerns the Magitech weapons, which run rampant throughout Regio Urbanissima. Every time we deliver supplies here, we have to dispatch extra men to defend against potential attacks. To address the issue once and for all, we've proposed the elimination of all machina that loiter near the supply route, but you heard him. They refused to even consider it. The magistrates have already spoken on this matter. Rampant or no, those war machina are Garlean assets. Furthermore, who is to say they're as dangerous as you attest? Alright, you get the supplies then. It has been suggested that this could be a pretense to scavenge Magitech material for your own ends. I know not if that is the case, but the fact remains we cannot allow you to destroy them. More speculation by the magistrates, I presume. Ridiculous, but they have spoken. Unless we want to inflame tensions further, there's not what we can do. What if we kill the magistrates? Easy. How complicated relations become when not grounded in a clear and equitable arrangement. An equitable arrangement. Of course! Well do I understand the difficulty of your position. As a soldier, you must do your duty and obey your superiors. But what if we execute? I have an idea, but I first must speak with Commander Lucia. May I take this charge of this matter? By all means. This is the Garlean Warrior of Light. Let us return to Camp Broken Glass, where we might discuss a solution I believe will satisfy all parties.